Hey, this is the Fight Nerd, and I'm here at Progressive Martial Arts in Queens, New York with the owner, Nick Skoulas. Nick, how are you today?
Pretty good. How's it going?
I'm good. Now, today we're going to be doing another gear review, and this time we'll be talking about ring to cage once again. This time the ring to cage safety sparring gloves. Nick, can we take a look at those guys?
Sure.
So, your initial thoughts upon seeing them?
Look pretty cool. Look well made. You have this extra little strap over here, so we'll check them out.
These are basically done in a similar style to the combat sports ones that you guys mentioned, which are used in a lot of amateur fights out in New Jersey. So how would you compare these just upon seeing them to the CSI ones?
A little bit less padding, but they just look better made. Extra stitching here, and again, I like this extra support that they have on the inside. See how that kind of holds up? All right, so again, looks pretty cool.
All right, now before we get to testing, let's have a few words from the manufacturer.
The ring-to-cage safety sparring gloves are ideal for mixed martial arts training and use an open palm design with a padded thumb cover. These gloves weigh 6 ounces and offer 2 inches of advanced protective padding over the knuckles and an extra-wide Velcro wrist strap along with their dual cross-directional strap system for extra support. These gloves are made out of leather and come in gray and black or green and black and retail on ringtocage.com for $50. With that out of the way, it was time for our fighters at Progressive Martial Arts in Queens, New York to pull on the gloves and get ready to put them through a test drive. Would these gloves withstand the test, or would they fall apart at the seams? It's time to find out.
They were fine. It was fun to work these gloves. I wouldn't really use them on the pads though. I feel like they worked. I had more fun with them on the heavy bags and when we were sparring a little bit, not so much when we were doing just pad work.
Well, the focus mitts, they started off pretty good. It felt fine, but like anything, as the round goes on, you're doing. If I'm fight training, I'm doing 15, 20 rounds, a day. By the 5th round, my hand would probably be aching. I mean, I did maybe 3 rounds today, and I already feel my left hand starting to hurt a little bit on the impact point.
Felt my hand feeling weird as I was throwing punches. It sort of wanted to bend in a little bit. I didn't wrap up my hands, and I definitely felt the stress on my wrists and on my knuckles. For the most part, I felt pretty protected. It was the wrist I was worried about, the way it was kind of turning in. I would have probably wrapped up my hands before I put my hands through the mitts.
As far as the impact point, like the padding, it's decent padding. I wouldn't suggest you go full contact with them, but I think you go light to medium contact and be fine with it.
It felt tight and then really loose. I don't know how they're supposed to feel, but they felt as if when I first put them on, they were really hard to break in, and the moment I started utilizing them or started using them and hitting the bags, they started feeling looser, and I just felt my wrist turned around. I wasn't sure if this was supposed to be a wrist support, but I didn't really feel much wrist support from the actual the glove itself.
As far as like for sparring, they felt actually really good though. The extra little strap on the side, I didn't really feel any wrist support from it, but what I did feel was that I didn't really worry about it coming off when I was wrestling. A lot of times the guys when you're wrestling with gloves, during a scramble, the next thing you know you don't have gloves on anymore. The guy's holding onto your glove and they just come off. This little extra strap made it feel really sturdy. Like even when we were going on the ground, I never felt like they were going to come off. In comparison to the price ranges out there, that's actually pretty good. I've seen gloves, less quality gloves with a higher price tag on a much higher price tag. I've seen gloves just like this that they sell for like $80, $90, which is, in my opinion, these are probably better made.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I go to like the sporting goods store and you see gloves, and sometimes they're bulky and sometimes they fall apart. I bought those and they look like they would fall apart in a second. But these look good. They look like they would last a little while.
I see like the stitching, everything looks really well done on the inside, the straps. Everything looks actually, everything they did with a lot of effort. Where I've seen cheaper gloves sold for twice the price. So in my opinion, 40 to 50 bucks is pretty good.
All right, so we're done testing out the ring to cage safety sparring gloves. These did pretty well for the most part. Have you heard anything otherwise?
Just a couple negative things on going full contact on the bag with them. They're not really bag gloves, and made for that. But for sparring in the gym, you just got to keep it light. Definitely good for an amateur MMA match. So I see it along those lines. But overall, good glove. Good quality.
Now, for $45, are they worth buying?
Absolutely, definitely good price.
And for $50, because they're in that range. $50 as well, still good?
Yeah, $50 still good. Yeah.
If you guys want to learn more about the Ring to Cage Safety Sparring Gloves, head on over to ringtocage.com. And if you guys want to come train in Queens here at Progressive Martial Arts, Nick, how do we find out about your school?
Let's go to our website, progressivemartialarts.com.
All right, thanks Nick very much today, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.